lessons to the elect. This is your brother Samat coming to you once again with another lesson. So today's lesson, I wanted to talk about stop concerning yourself with petty or little matters and just focus on the bigger picture, which is you, yourself, and your salvation. You can sit here and you got brothers and you can help brothers along the way, motivate brothers and push brothers, admonish, and all those things are good. It's charity, right? That's a part of your work, yes. But even with that, you still have to have a level of restraint, because if it's a brother that you're admonishing, right, you're correcting, you're trying to motivate him to be better, to do better, and it goes beyond just doing his work. You know what I mean? I'm never gonna be the guy that says that you just only do the work, because it's not realistic. Reality is we live in Babylon. We follow the laws of the land. You have to work. You have to pay bills. You have liberty. You have downtime. You know what I mean? You're not going to be in the truth, in the word all day, every single day. It's just not realistic. And you got to take care of your body, right? And your mind. So correcting a brother, but you notice that they're just not heeding the correction. You know what I mean? And they're just fucking up, making mistakes. And it may not be major detrimental things, but obviously if you should know the brother has room for improvement, and you've given it to him but he just doesn't hearken, then don't concern yourself with it, man, too much. Other minor petty things could be people in the world, things at work, things that are out of your control. All right, don't concern yourself with that. See the bigger picture. All right, the bigger picture is you striving for the truth unto death. You striving for acceptance from Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, and having the faith and courage and the power to endure until the end. You actually believing until the very end. That's what you should be concerning yourself with. And just because you concern yourself with these things, or with that, that is the goal of salvation. So we're going to say that for simplicity. Concern yourself with salvation. Even amongst that, you don't want to worry, because worry typically implies doubt, or results in doubt in some way, shape, or form. Because when you worry about something, that means you are stressing over it, you're obsessing over it, you're constantly thinking about it to a fault, to the point where you're starting to doubt that what the work you're doing and who you are is even acceptable. You know what I mean? And not to say that you shouldn't self-examine and correct and look for your faults, but give yourself some grace, man. The Most High is just. The Most High is very pitiful. He's of tender mercy. He's shown it time and time again. Most High has shown his mercy to men that have done far worse than what you may have done, or what you have done in your lifetime. And remember, the Most High stated that he shall wink at our ignorance. In the time of our ignorance, he winked at it. All right, so he kind of just, he turned the eye to our works prior to knowing his knowledge. Once we knew this knowledge, comprehended it, and accepted it, that's when the light was put back on us. And now the Most High is taking notes of everything you do. And even amongst that, the scriptures state, Proverbs, that a just man falls 7 times. Righteous man falls 7 times. But what? He get back up. But the wicked fall up into mischief. All right, so a righteous man will slip, fall, trip, but he'll get back up and right back on the path each and every time. And 7 is just going into a complete number. It could be more times, it could be less times. But it's going to be more than 7, 100%. It's going to be an innumerable amount of times that you're going to slip and fall in this walk, as long as you're in this flesh, up until Yahweh Shai comes back. But guess what? We don't fall into mischief. All right? We don't just say fuck it and give in. We continue to do better and strive for better, to self-correct, self-examine, and we continue to pray, fast and read, study, just be in the spirit, being around brothers, take care of our bodies, and even when we're moving out in the world, we always just try to make sure we keep a level head. We try to, as the scriptures say in Joshua 1:8, we meditate on the word, we meditate on the laws. So when we're out in the world doing worldly shit, because not worldly shit doesn't necessarily mean it's unlawful. All right, going out to a bar or to a club, getting some drinks and chilling and vibing out, it's not unlawful. No. Is it worldly? Yes. But is it unlawful? No. So, but these are the things that you may do in moderation. If that's your thing, cool. If it's not, then cool. So, but you can't judge another brother, or for him and his pastimes and his liberty that he does with liberty. Right? If it ain't going off, you can't say nothing to a brother. Now, if you notice that something what your brother's doing is starting to become a detriment to him, right? It's starting to cause him to slip and fall in other areas in his life, then yeah, you admonish that brother. Yo, brother, I think you should slow down with the drinking. Brother, I think you should slow down with this. Brother, I noticed that you've been spending too much time here and you're slacking here. That's cool. That's different. All right, so again, the point is, even when you in the world doing worldly shit, you're still meditating on the law, so that when you go, because when you're in the world, you're going to experience temptation. When you're in the world, even in the spirit, even at camp, and this temptation arises. When you out in the world, you're going to experience temptation and wickedness, and you got to be able to have the eye salve and be circumspect enough to, to get around it and overcome it and ignore it and deny it, whatever. All right. Prudent man perceive the evil and hide it from himself. So that's how we move. So again, even when you are concerning yourself with salvation, you don't want to do it in a place of worry or doubt. You want to do it from a place of faith and mercy. Give yourself a little grace, man. Not to say that don't give yourself liberty to slack off. No, always strive to be better and to do more. Give yourself some grace. All right. Look at the works that you're doing. Now, granted, you're only as successful as the work as today. All right. What you did yesterday is yesterday's news. Tomorrow hasn't come yet. 10 minutes from now hasn't come yet. So don't concern yourself with what you have done or what you will do. Concern yourself with the now, today. Today is what matters. So make every day count. All right. Let that be your mentality. You know what? Let me make today. Let me be great today. Let me make today a great day. You know what? I'm gonna send these prayers up. Maybe I might do it. I'm gonna do a fast today. A fast is a little different. You might have to plan a fast. Just because of some brothers' work and life, you might have to plan a fast. But we're gonna leave that out. But let me read today. Let me get a lesson today. Let me be in the spirit today. Or let's just say there's certain vices that you have. I'm not going to do that today. And you don't do it. And you fight against the flesh, man. You overcome the flesh. You get a win. All right. Enjoy those times, man. Enjoy those moments. And then what you do is you compound. You do it every single day. All right. That's the goal. It's just like with dieting. Focus on eating your nutrition and eating your calories today and getting your workout in today. You feel great at the end of the day. You wake up and you do it all again. You just focus on the day. Focus on the day. You don't think about, in 2 weeks or, I'm going to look. Nah, bro, focus on the day. And then get through every single day. And then 2 weeks will pass and you'll look up and you'll see your progress. You'll see the results. And then just continue it until, whatever. Keep it going. So, don't concern yourself with petty and minor things. All right, because they'll do nothing for you. All right. Don't concern yourself with another brother's works. Don't concern yourself with the prosperity of the wicked and how people in the world are doing this and getting this, and you feel like you can't catch a break. Nah, fuck that, bro. Excuse my French, but forget about that. All right, focus on just doing better. Today wasn't a good day. Oh well, we'll try again tomorrow. And remember this: every day in the truth is a good day. Every day in Babylon is a bad day. So, yeah, shit, it don't really matter. You could have the best day in the world. Everything can work out for you in the world's sake. But guess what? You're still in Babylon. All right, but guess what? You could be having the shittiest day in Babylon, but guess what? You still got this truth. You still got the knowledge. You still believe in the Lord, and you still pray to the Lord and call upon Him, and That's mercy. That's grace. Right? So give yourself a little bit more credit, man. That's one of the things my older brother Shalom always says to me. Because I used to be victim to this. That's why I can speak on this, because I'm speaking from experience. I was a victim of always trying to overcome my lack of faith. I'm just going to say lack of faith, because just because you believe in the truth, when you have certain levels of doubt, or that's a lack of faith. It doesn't mean you're faithless. It just means you lack faith in that moment for that particular thing. So for certain things, for my lack of faith, the brother Shalom just always tell me, yo, brother, give yourself a little bit more credit. All right, you're doing a good work. You're doing your lessons. You're going to camp. You're in the spirit. You're doing your prayers up. You're not really out here doing no wickedness. You're not drawing. You know what I mean? So give yourself a little bit more credit. You want to do this, so do it. You know what I mean? It ain't going off. It could be anything, man. So, and it is what it is. And then you'll be in Babylon, right? You'll be in Babylon, and your job may have you do certain things that don't necessarily align with our law. Working on a Sabbath. Some brothers may have jobs where they might have to shave their face. Maybe not for permanent, but let's just say you have to do some type of training for your job, and you have to report somewhere for a few weeks, but you have to be shaved. You know what I mean? What you going to do? Quit your job? It's not like you got to keep your beard off forever, but it's Babylon. If that's the company standard, what they want for this training, and then when the training's done, you can grow your beard back, then do what you got to do. And you can argue that, and it's like, oh, well, quit your job because, you know what I mean, you can get another job. Well, guess what? If you apply it to that, if you apply the law to the beard, you'd have to apply it to the Sabbath. What you gonna do? Quit every single job you get when they make you work on a Sabbath? Right? Because and to be honest, when you go into the law, the Sabbath was working on the Sabbath and stuff was, people lost their lives for that shit, man. People lost their lives for working on the Sabbath. I never heard an account of a man losing his life over not having a beard. When you go into account David, when David's men didn't have beards, he told them to Job, just go back down, don't come back to the temple or whatever, and see your beards grow back. You know what I mean? So, but granted, if you're just shaving your beard just for the sake of shaving your beard because you want to, that's a different story. But if your job is requiring you to have a shaved face for, let's just say, a specific time period, let's say you got to go to a training or something like that, it is what it is. And then once you get out of the training after whatever period of time, then you can grow it back. Now granted, is that really going to stop you from doing the work and being in the spirit? No, you can still technically do the work, you know what I mean? But you're just going to, baby face. And then you just thug it out, pray to the Lord for mercy, and then you get your beard back and you move on. Now, if your company, let's just say hypothetically, you apply for a job and they say, yo, you can't have a beard to work for us. Doesn't matter, no exceptions. Well, guess what? That job ain't for you. If you already work for a company and you wake up to the truth and that's the policy, then guess what? It is what it is. That's the policy. You was already working there. Don't quit your job. But I would try to work into finding another job. Me personally. If the standard is I can't ever have it, I would try a religious exemption, medical exemption first and foremost, and if that don't work out, then I'll be looking for another job. But I'm going to do what I got to do until then. If you have a job and your company starts this policy out of nowhere, you should be able to fight that. Religious exemption. Nah, I can't shave it out. Religious exemption. Medical exemption. Cool, whatever. But that's just one example of many different things. But even amongst that, you might be beating yourself up thinking, oh, I'm going to go off, but you got to apply wisdom, man. And don't concern yourself with petty matters. Do what you got to do, and best believe the Most High will not tempt you to do evil. The Most High will not tempt you to do evil. So the Most High is not going to put you in a position to where you are tempted to do evil. Now, you're drawn away by your own lust, but, again, context is everything. So that's pretty much the point. I didn't want to make this lesson too long. About 15 minutes and I'm almost at my destination. I think the point was made. Lord willing, this video was edifying to you brothers and to you sisters. Till next time, shalom.